Oh man, oh man. Hey, another week, another beer. Cheers, fellas.
Let's go.
Come on.
I'm excited. I feel like we haven't done this since yesterday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you guys jumped on yesterday. Y'all were on the barbecue and baseball.
Baseball and barbecue podcast. Those
that-
guys are great. It was a fun time. And
That's
Doug
cool.
Scheiding showed up. I didn't even know he was going to be there.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Road cookers, Doug Scheiding. That dude is he definitely takes a scientific approach to probably everything he does. Just in general, right? We're at the MBBQA. He was talking about how he remembers people's names, and he does it on the letters, like how many letters are in their name, and he's like he counts. I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's some science to it.
He's got some stuff, man. So
that rocket scientist shit.
Yeah, right. No, for real, probably.
No, he actually was. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a great episode for you tonight. We got a lot of things planned. We have got a guest on. Gerald Vinnett Jr. Is going to be on tonight. He was the runner-up on the it was the barbecue showdown.
Barbecue Showdown season 3.
That's right. So he's an awesome cook and chef and just human being. So
Louisiana boy.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
So can't wait to have him on here in a little bit. I think probably close to
7:30.
30ish.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Man, just get into this, right? Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of Louisiana, speaking of New Orleans, we got Super Bowl like right around the corner. Can we say that word? Is that trademark?
Corner?
The big game.
Like around?
We'll just go right past that.
Yeah.
What's the big plans? What are we cooking today?
Well, I mean, to be honest, James, I kind of feel bad about this, and I've kind of talked to you a little bit about this, but last weekend, I kind of not inadvertently, I just, I'm excited about Super Bowl. It's a time that we get to hang out. It's obviously our teams aren't playing, but it's a good time to get on the Super Bowl pot, talk a little shit, and then cook some really good food. So in the process, I'm walking around the neighborhood and I'm talking to people, and I invited your neighbors over, and as well as I think you got another neighbor coming over a Super Bowl.
Correct.
And so Alex is coming over. We're cooking a brisket and everything else, and then Denny drops a thing on Monday saying, "Hey, we're doing a Super Bowl party at our house." Amy jumps right in. Yep, I'll be there, and I'm like, "All right, well, we're going to John's." So yeah, man. Hate to leave you high and dry. I'm sure I'll make it over.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. I always love the Super Bowl. I always love. I don't love that my team's never in it. That's what I don't love.
Yeah.
But the festivities of barbecuing and hanging out and knocking back a few beers. I don't like how it starts super late, and I get maybe they gotta squeeze it in to where everybody in the country can get a chance to enjoy it or whatever. But I don't really care for it starting at 5:20 or 5:17 or whatever time it is, because a lot of people really have to work the next day, and I think a lot of people would probably agree with me and say that the day after Super Bowl needs to be like a national holiday. So I don't know if we can get our current administration or something like that maybe to put a
I'll call Trump.
Executive order in to give us that day off, because I got to drag my butt up and get to work like probably hundreds of millions of other people have to do.
Hey, James, for the record, who's your team?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Right. There it is. So I do agree with you, James. So the day after the Super Bowl is the number one day for call-ins for any company out there, right? And so I was actually prepping to have my call-in on Monday, just to say, hey, listen,
here's the thing,
not really feeling that well. I think I may have gotten, got a little tingle there in my throat, and I just don't. It's kind of hurting, kind of scratchy. I'm just gonna lay off just to make sure I'm not contagious. That was my whole plan, and then I get a message from my boss saying, "Hey, I just booked a flight to Chicago. You need to book a flight." So I'll be at work on Monday. Yeah, it's going to be a grind, which it's good. It's fine. But
do airport rules apply when it's a business trip?
What's the airport rules?
There is no time zone inside the airport, so you can go hit the
The bar.
the bar up and
No,
get
100%.
yourself a Bloody Mary in the morning.
You can do whatever you want.
No judging.
When you get to the airport, that it ends. There's no stigma for AM drinking.
Right.
So
It's like international waters.
Yeah, you can
of alcoholism.
you can eat pizza
Hmm.
at 7 a.m. You can have a Bloody Mary. You can take shots. You can do whatever you want at the airport.
We have different rules at the airport, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I
They
would
don't-
be.
They don't allow you to do that when
No,
you're flying.
they frown upon it. Yeah, I would be.
Do they breathalyze you or
I
something?
get a lot of days off if I did that, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
strikes do you get?
For that?
Yeah.
You get none strikes.
Really?
Yeah.
No matter what,
no
like all the
strikes.
years of service.
There's some rules.
I
I'm not
was
gonna get
weak
into all the
one
rules on it,
time.
but yeah, there's some rules.
I'm a
but-
weak man. I did it one time. You caught me.
I mean, if you actually have a problem, I think there is.
So if they go to breathalyze you, like if you go, I got a problem. I'm an alcoholic. They're like,
There's some more
okay.
rules than that, but yes.
Huh.
It's kind of sort of.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm not
I-
gonna do it. I'm not gonna risk it.
I
It's
got a
not worth
coke
it.
problem.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
I like alcohol, but I don't like it that much.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, so look, when we flew out to where we fly out to? We flew out somewhere. Was it the I guess it's the Royal. Yeah, dude. I'm eating pizza at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm drinking beer.
You guys both rolled up with a beer. It was early.
It was great. Hell, I walked out of the airport there in Kansas City, and it was they had the self-serving machine there.
Mhm.
So I walked over, just purchased a beer. And I walked out of the airport with the beer. Like they don't care what you're doing when you leave the airport at all.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
You know what I mean? They're not checking you.
Mhm.
Like maybe that's where like most drug deals should happen is in the terminal on the, you know what I mean? Nobody's checking anybody.
Yeah. And
Once you're through, you're through. Think about that.
Mhm.
this is a Grabbing the Brisket podcast, by the way, guys. It's all about beer and barbecue. And also, a little
Yeah.
bit of drugs if it falls into the news. I did see really quick before we jump into barbecue. Can't wait to get Gerald on here in a minute. I saw where, and I think we missed our mark because I saw where the government over the last like 4 or 5 years has just been giving away money like left and right. Like all you had to do is just apply through the treasury and they're just going to give it to you. And
No, hold on. It was 100% of the time. If you applied, you were approved.
I was like,
They
I
never
don't-
once
I don't
denied.
know why or
denied
how
that.
this
Man.
memo was never pushed out to us, but I did see one report where they did a study, and I found it pretty interesting. But it was a study on rats, and it was, do lonely rats do more cocaine than rats that are socialized and with a pack? You know what I mean? And
Jesus.
they got like maybe $500,000 to study this little thing right here. And I was like,
I can tell you right now.
well, yeah, I mean,
The lonely rat. The
obviously,
lonely rat's doing way more.
Yes, yes.
Is that right?
No, yes, correct.
Is it?
100%.
Oh man, dude.
You're a genius, and you probably just pocketed like $500,000.
You could have gave me $50. I could have grabbed. I mean, come on,
Right.
man. Like
Yeah.
that's
But it got me thinking, like, maybe barbecue wise, what kind of studies can we come up with? Like, what about like maybe you feed like seasoning to cows so you can possibly season like the internal, like, can you flavor the meat before you
where you
eat it?
kill them.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. For scientific purposes, maybe we
Right.
need $500,000 or $1 million
Yeah. So
to study that.
do the cows even like seasoned hay?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You
Right.
know,
I think
he's
they
just
do.
gonna start injecting them with
I
something.
think they do.
Yeah,
because
you're just like,
they give these animals like salt licks, right? And they
Mhm.
sit there and just lick on the salt. It's like a big old cube of salt. And just lick on it all day long or whatever.
right.
Right.
You're just like, eat your white lightning.
Yeah.
Just eat it all.
Yeah.
You're just feeding it bottles of white lightning the whole
Yeah.
entire
Here's your-
life of them.
Here's your brisket wrap. Just drink it. It's all you drink is brisket wrap.
right. Some
Yeah.
Bill Purvis chicken fried barbecue. Just like drink it up. Just a little
There-
bottle fed
yeah.
from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's our cocaine rat right there.
Visual
Jesus.
aid.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I'm
James.
wondering,
That's
like,
weird.
does
Super weird.
obviously the rat doesn't know what it is, right? Does he come up with his own name for it? You know what I mean? He's like, is it, man, this is some spicy cheese, or you know what I mean? like
Oh, I don't
it's
think
like
he's-
some Hawaiian cheese. What's the white crumbly stuff that gets
Yeah,
like
that's what
feta?
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
But
like-
listen, you're probably right, James. I don't think the rat has
I
a
think
name
that's
for
Tony
it.
Montana, the rat.
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
the rat has a name for it, but I
Yeah.
think that he definitely the lonely rat, right?
Mhm.
The lonely rat's got, you know, it doesn't have a name, but it's got a thought of it. Like, I need more of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's got an addiction, is what it has.
I'm lonely.
does.
I need more of that.
Yeah, the lonely rat is probably going down to the kitty cat club, and he's probably
Damn, dude.
putting some
Kitty
some,
cat?
some rat through medical school or something like that. I mean, that's the way it goes. I don't know. That's the way I imagine it in my head. I
Right.
don't know. I could be
No,
wrong.
it's fine. She's going to college. I'm just
Right.
helping her
Wow.
out.
We got off on a tangent here.
You put a
but,
lot of thought in that.
I did, yeah. Apparently, for the second week in a row, I have thrown down another rack of ribs, and I guess I'm gonna do it for Super Bowl as well. I'm gonna throw down another rack or
Every
two
week a new rack.
and keep at this thing, because that's what we learned throughout this whole process of doing this barbecue podcast, and some of the great guests that we've had on the show, is that you have to practice it. You have to do it over and over again. I think it was Doug Scheiding, a couple other people that we had on. It's like, I mean, your family is going to get tired of eating ribs or chicken or brisket or whatever it is. But if you want to perfect that craft, you have to do it over and over again. And then seek out these people that do know what they're doing, and try to get the tips and tricks from them.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up, James, because that's something that I'm on social media. I look at a lot of social media videos and everything else, but I'll tell you, man, who's doing a fantastic job is Bill Purvis with Chicken Fried Barbecue. Is doing an amazing job right now with his videos, the editing, what he's throwing down. And that you want a tip and trick for the guy, the backyard guy out there that's trying to learn, what to do, how to do, and whatever else. Start watching some of these guys, that these social media guys that are out there that have proven themselves. They're winners. They've got a proven method. Start looking what's in the background, right? I get, the jiggly brisket in the front there. It's shaking a little bit and moving as it's being sliced. Looks sexy, right? It looks good, right? Like, oh man, I wish my brisket looked like that, or whatever, right? But start paying attention what's in the background. What are they using?
Start shaking.
That's right. What kind of season is that? Hey, what type of utensils are they using over here? You start looking around right now, man. Bill is dropping some knowledge bombs. He's not, I know he's doing it on purpose, because all these comp guys, they're not going to release anything that they really don't want to share out there. But these guys are all making seasonings now. They're all making rubs and sauces and injections. And so now it's become it's a thing. Listen, they're successful. They win with it, and they're showing you what they use. And it's all over social media. So please check out that guy. It's amazing to watch him cook. His videos are on point, man. I've got to talk to this. I got to talk to Bill. Bill, who's doing this editing? Because the guy we have, he is not good. Not good.
He's awful.
Awful. John.
Actually, the worst.
John, take some notes. John, James.
I got a note for
We're
you.
definitely going to take notes. And for the people that are listening along at home, definitely, if you have any questions, jump in, ask, fire away. This is an interactive podcast, so we want you to be involved with this. We got Gerald Vinnett Jr. coming up here in a minute. A great cook, great competition person, chef. Showcases culinary skills on the Netflix, huge Netflix show that is just kind of Barbecue Showdown. That's kind of taken over the barbecue realm, so to speak. We were rooting for him. I mean, we knew Gerald long before he got onto Netflix, and just through social media and Instagram and some of our stuff. So we were happy to see him up there, and some success that he's achieved so far. And I know things are just on the up for him. It's just going to be more and more. So we're excited to see his journey for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Circle back to the Super Bowl. You're cooking ribs.
I'm doing ribs. I'm doing brisket.
Okay.
I'm doing the neighbor. He's busting out a chili recipe.
Okay.
And then the other neighbor, I think they're doing some type of King Ranch style. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, chicken. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Hey guys, it's the Pits Cookers. Just jumped on. They have a question. They said, "Are we the only ones who don't inject our brisket?"
I don't know.
Probably.
In competition, yeah, you probably are.
Are you successful or not successful? That's one of the questions. But I think, yeah, you probably are. I think everybody out there is injecting with some sort of commercial injection, or you're doing like you're getting like a concentrated beef broth. Like I think it's Miner's beef base, couple of scoops of that into water, or you're going to mix it with beef broth. It just really just depends on how beef infused, how you want to infuse that beef flavor to it. But yeah, I think if you're not doing it, you're probably alone.
No, I'd probably agree with you. And there's a lot of great cooks out there, a lot of great comp guys that have coming out with their own beef injections. And a lot of times that you look at it, it's a powdered form of some of their seasoning that they have out already. That's going to dissolve really quickly, and you're going to heat it up in some beef broth. Let that infuse, and then pull back and start injecting.
Yeah.
But I do think you can get too much, and watch out for that, because it'll kind of darken the meat completely, which is something I've seen a lot of. I've seen people using the bone broth, but it's a chicken bone broth instead of a beef bone broth. It's a little lesser.
Trying to get some neutral flavor,
That's
something
right.
that's not very overpowering.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then adding something to there just to give it a little extra zing or something. There's tips and tricks. And again, like I'm saying, go back to watching some of these guys that are just really successful, because everybody's showing everything. It's not like it was 20 years ago where nobody wanted to show anything. Like, I mean, they taping all their bottles up, and they use different containers, and you just weren't going to know, and the more successful they become, they start creating their own seasonings, and they're like, you know what, I've got to be successful in the comp game, because they're great cooks. They have the process down, and that's the thing you were talking about earlier. It's alluding to is like the process is what's really going to make or break this, because you can't show up on a Friday night and drink all night and expect this to be successful the next day in and day out, right? You've got to take a break from the alcohol. I mean, drink at noon. I don't know what to say. I mean, but I think that's a lesson learned there. But practice makes perfect. Great practice makes great barbecue.
I would say if you're relatively new to the competition thing, just take a class.
Yeah,
Bill
100%.
does classes. A lot of these guys do classes.
They
now.
do.
Find one that you want to emulate, you want to learn from, and go take their class.
Yeah, they said they're somewhat successful. So obviously they got a process and a probably a rub, a seasoning, and the way they cook it is probably pretty tasty and pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that something that's going to take you over the notch a little bit, over the hill a little bit, adding a little bit more beef flavor? Is it killing you that you don't inject?
No.
Probably not.
Probably not. No.
I think a lot of these guys inject to get a little bit more beef flavor to it, and to add a little. Probably some phosphates, a little moisture magic, a little that white powder we were talking about earlier, not the cocaine, but the little of the white powder that it absorbs and helps retain some of the moisture. That's mainly why they're using it. And so your brisket, by the time it gets to the judging table and it gets judged, maybe it dries out just a little bit. I don't know, but is it killing you? Probably not.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean,
all the big guys are doing it.
I go back to the old days where we had a buddy, Chad Harris, right? I mean, he was always just kind of there. He was always just looking in, right, for a reserve. Or he was always just looking in for getting first in brisket, right? Just outside looking in, right? A second, a third, a fourth, right? But just always there, but couldn't just break through, right? And it was simple. I mean, and back then, there was a lot of seasonings on the market, and guys were making their own seasonings, but they weren't saying a whole lot about it. So a lot of people were a lot of store-bought stuff, right? And they're mixing their own store-bought seasonings together, and they're making a rub that they like. I really like the way this tastes, and going forward, the one thing that it was at a cook-off. He slices some off, and somebody tries it. He goes, "Man, I'm always on the outside looking in. I just don't know what it is." And I don't know who it was, but there was a guy that said, "Do you use any garlic powder?" And he was like, "No, I don't use that." He's like, "You don't use any?" He goes, "No, I don't use that at all." And he goes, "Why don't you add some garlic powder to it?" Right. And that's it. Just nonchalantly, dude walks off, whatever. Right. And Chad goes, "Oh shit, I'll try it next time." So like the next weekend, another cook off, and he goes and buys a bottle of McCormick's garlic powder, and just a light little layer on there, and does his whole thing over first. This dude couldn't lose after that. I mean, it was like win, 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 win. And he's like, freaking garlic
Yeah,
powder,
sometimes
man.
it's just that one
Freaking
thing.
garlic powder.
Yeah.
Just you know what I mean? And I know it sounds simple. And again, this is probably 20 years ago. But still, it's just sometimes it's just one technique, one thing off. So yeah, play with it. Why not?
Yeah,
It's not gonna hurt.
Eric Arnold, he jumped in and said, yes, got to inject beef broth and the LC barbecue play bowl. I've not tried that particular one. It is in my cart, so I can't wait to try that. But anything that LC barbecue has put
Yeah,
out,
man.
it's
It's
not been. It has been absolutely great. The foul play. I have not tried his pork, but all of them is great. The seasonings rub, so go try those. I think a lot of people on the comp circuit are using his
Yeah.
products and they're winning.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, he did such a great job of proving it for so long
Mhm.
before
Oh, yeah.
he's like, all right, I'm going to run it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in like a production.
How to
you
make
know?
some money.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, but even then, this is not. He didn't make a seasoning and go, all right, I'm gonna throw it out there. Hey guys, buy this, but I'm really using this. No, it's something he's using and
Right.
he's winning, and it's like, oh damn, okay. I mean,
Yeah,
there it
and
is.
he's obviously he's not putting out all the secrets because you can run foul play right up against him doing
Yeah.
foul play and he still kicks your ass. So obviously there's something else in
not-
there.
it's just
but
the
this
cooking,
is
man.
something that's just going to take you up one more notch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. You got to build onto it, figure out what it is that people that are around you that, oh, I don't like this, and the judges' feedback, and just start tweaking and building it back up. Not a whole lot of people hit the ground running. There are some out there that do. They just strike it right off the bat and they don't look back.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I think the one thing is don't get in your way with it, right? People they overthink everything, and simple, in my opinion, is better. People start wanting to layer like every little rub they have, and they want to add like a finishing dust at the end, and they want to use something else when on the board, and you're like, man, you're layering all this stuff, but like
Mhm.
I'm not saying you can't do it, but
Are you doing too much?
are you doing too much,
Yeah.
right? And I've got a blog or an article I'm fixing to put together. I've got most of it together, but it's just are you doing too much? Are you hurting your barbecue because you're just so extra?
Yeah.
And I think it's like people think like, well, they only have one bite. Yeah, they have one bite, but you have to imagine that they have one bite, but you're going against the bite that you had just before you, right? Or the four bites they had before you, right? So it's like if you're just as equally as salty as the first three bites they had,
Mhm.
then it's like, man, just salt, salt, salt. It's just in their palate, right? So something a little neutral, something just
Yeah.
doesn't overpower someone is really what you're looking for. You want good barbecue. Who was talking about this the other day, right?
Who was that?
Was it Bill Purvis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was just thinking about that, so we had an opportunity, Blue Smoke Blair. Bill was out there along with some other people putting on demonstrations and classes, and he cooked some chicken thighs. And obviously, it probably wasn't his comp recipe that he threw out there. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Pretty close.
But
It was
he
good,
brought
man.
the pan around, and everybody got to try. And I got a hold of one of those chicken thighs, and I ate it, and it was a really, really solid chicken thigh.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I was, obviously outside looking in, you're like, what is he doing? Is it magic on there? Is there like drugs?
How good is this one bite?
I
Mhm.
felt
Yeah.
like when I was going to take a bite of this chicken thigh that I was going to go, oh, and just like,
Jesus,
What were you gonna do?
What? Show that again.
Hold on.
just pass out.
Can you zoom in on that, Raul?
Yeah. What were you doing?
I'm not going to repeat it. They can just run this
Okay.
back again.
Damn, dude.
But I ate it and I was like, man, this is a really solid piece of chicken. It's really good. Nothing I could not, it's like, oh, that's too salty or too sweet or too spicy or
it.
too whatever.
It was just
great.
good.
Yeah.
Right. It was great.
Mhm.
Yeah. I agree with you, man.
Yeah. I love
Totally
to
agree
entertain
with
you
you.
guys.
Yeah.
Falling out of your chairs and shit. Yeah.
Hey, the real meat stick jumped on and goes, "What's happening?"
What is up, brother?
Yeah,
What is
exactly.
happening, my
What is
dude?
happening?
Yeah, it is going down.
What's actually happening right now? I tell you what's happening. We're going to talk about the hot off the grill barbecue news.
Ooh.
Brought to you by the MBBQA and Barbecue News magazine. Our boy Matt Messer with Cotton Gin Smokers. He is partnering up with Norris Thermal Technologies. I'd never heard of that name before, but I have heard of some of their products. They do the Game Changer smoker and the Tribal Fire grills. So they've been doing this for like 60 years. Anyway, they're partnering up. I don't know exactly what that looks like, what's going to happen with that. I know Matt Messer's not leaving or anything. He's staying on. I think he's kind of running a lot of it, actually. But I think we're going to probably get him on in the next few weeks or a month. Maybe both of them on and talk about that and
badass.
And get some more information on what's going on up there in the Midwest.
No, that guy's talented, man. I mean, he can build anything.
Oh, yeah. He started with the drums, but yeah, he's doing the offsets now. I think I saw a Santa Maria grill he did. He's doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah, that's badass.
My man's got some skills. Next up, I was listening to the Pit Life Barbecue podcast today.
Yeah.
And they had Sterling Ball, Big Papa Smokers on.
Yep.
And he started talking about the new KCBS Hall of Fame, which I didn't know existed. I guess it's brand new. I think they might have just announced their first round of inductees.
Are they inviting us?
Did we
already?
get in?
I think we're in the running. We haven't actually done anything at all ever with the KCBS, but we're probably in the running.
So we're
Right? Do they show up at the door, like knock, like the whole like?
Yeah, so it's going to be a giant check. I'm pretty sure.
Like the
McMahon.
Hall of Fame for the NFL. They're going to
Green
be able to
jacket
check
or
and
gold
stuff
jacket
like
or-
that. Let's go. We'll stain with barbecue
It's
sauce.
like flames on it.
Love it.
That's
go.
a great idea. We should actually do something like
Oh.
that. Anyway, so
Are you saying we should do the Grab and the Brisket Hall of Fame?
we probably should do something like that.
It's only where we're going to get in.
Yeah.
We had to create our own.
Our own Hall
Yeah.
of Fame.
Okay.
Hey, we're in. Great.
Yeah.
Maybe next year, Jan.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. Anyways, so I was excited. I listened to the whole show. It was great. But I had more questions about like how does this Hall of Fame work? Why is it different than the American Royal Hall of Fame or any of the other ones? So I reached out. Or like on their website, I couldn't really find any information on that. So I just sent an email to the KCBS, their generic email, and Rod Gray responded to me.
Okay. Yeah. The man.
CEO of
Yeah.
the KCBS, Appellate Envy, whatever. He reached out. He responded. He said the KCBS Hall of Fame is going to have 4 categories: teams, contest representatives, contest organizers, and certified barbecue judges. So because of the data available, because they've actually saved a lot of data over the years of who's won what and all that kind of stuff, teams inducted into the Hall of Fame are evaluated based on a formula that awards points. So they're going to consider their overall wins, their category wins, major wins, teams of the year. And once the team reaches 2,000 points, so there's like an actual hard set line, they're inducted. So
Wait, it automatically? Or like, so it's like,
they'll still be,
so like you're,
I don't know, ceremony, I guess.
you've
or whatever,
qualified for it.
Yeah.
But
but
doesn't
if you
mean
reach it, you're in.
you're in.
You reach it. And apparently, I don't understand
we
how
probably
many
have some points. Probably like 1 or something, probably.
You get 1 point for doing a KCBS contest. I do remember hearing that.
Okay.
So
There it is.
if you do 2,000 of them, you're in.
There it is.
So, so he said, he went on to say that there's less concrete data available for the contest representatives, organizers, and judges. So for that reason, the KCBS committee will decide those folks to get inducted. But for the teams, you reach that threshold, you're in. So
That's cool.
it's pretty cool. I thought
Yeah.
it was cool.
That's
and I
cool.
thought it was cool that I got an email out of the blue. Well, not really out of the blue, but from
I mean,
Rod.
like John emailed somebody and you're like, oh my God, I got an email out of the blue.
Yeah, but
no,
who is
they
from?
just
Like, I was
replied.
expecting like
no,
this is the secretary or something. Like
no, Jesus, man. What are you, 1950s?
Right. The assistant
Okay.
to the
Yes.
assistant.
Yeah. Hey, anyways, John,
what's wrong with saying secretary? That's not a bad
nothing.
word.
Just the way you're putting it out there.
Anyways,
I'm sorry, people.
yeah, I'm sorry too. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know. I don't know.
Jesus.
I guess I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, out of all the shit you said on this podcast, that's where you draw the line.
I draw the line.
That was a line.
No more.
Hard line when you say
Yeah.
secretary.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like how you got to reply back and shocked. That's great. What?
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's cool. It's exciting. I did reach out and see if he wants to come on the show too. So
No, very good.
we might have some more guests coming on pretty soon here. And that's all I got for the hot off the grill barbecue news. That's a different one.
Hey, that was my fault.
Damn, dude.
I kind of liked it though.
Yeah.
It
All
was
right.
exciting.
Waking everybody up.
Yeah.
Upbeat.
Just making sure y'all listening.
You guys want to crack this thing open real quick?
No, we
Yeah,
do want to crack
let's do
this. While we're doing that, so Super Bowl is upon us. What are y'all cooking out there? Like, is there any like must-haves for Super Bowl? Not you guys. I'm just talking
The
to
folks in the
yeah, that's right.
yeah, okay, yeah. If you got, what are you guys cooking for Super Bowl? While you guys type that out, let's do the grab and the brisket.
Beer review. Yo.
What'd you get us, James?
So we're bringing back the tried and true classic Saloon Door Brewing Company. They put out a new one. This is called the Resting Beach Face.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put out there so you can take a look at that.
Hmm.
Artwork is great.
Okay.
Mhm.
Smells
Hey,
nice.
the real meat stick just jumped on. He said that they just launched the Liberty 94 offset by Smoke Slinger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, badass.
Send us some info. We'll share it.
Yeah.
Hey, this is tasty.
Let's get here. This is a Texas Coast IPA. Obviously 12-ounce fluids. We got 6.5 alcohol by volume. No IBU, so you know it's gonna be good.
What? There's 0 IBUs?
It didn't say.
Okay,
So
you have no idea.
we're gonna go with it.
There it is.
So
Mm.
hey,
Cheers.
everybody at home, hey, cheers.
On a
Hopefully
Thursday
you guys,
night,
Thursday night, everybody's like
Thirsty
trying to get this
Thursdays.
Let's go.
weekend started. So
We got Gerald just about to jump in here. Before he does, can I just say real quick, today's episode is brought to you by Chicks That Smoke Spicy Barbecue Seasoning, our favorite versatile seasoning that elevates any dish from smoked meats to roasted veggies, even popcorn. Whether you're grilling, smoking, or cooking in your kitchen, Chicks That Smoke will kick up the flavor. Chicks That Smoke Spicy Barbecue Seasoning, available at sucklebusters.com or through the link in the episode description. How was that? I try to get high energy with
Beautifully
that one.
read,
Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
was it good? Getting
Yeah.
better?
You're
I can
getting a prompt.
almost recite it. Probably not. No, probably not.
yeah, we're gonna get you to do the introduction to Gerald Vinnett Jr. coming up here.
I don't know if
You
I'm
want-
ready
wanna
for
go
that. I
to
don't
that
know if
one?
I'm ready for that.
You got it.
There he is.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Gerald joining us now.
What's going on? Can y'all hear me? I'm not
Loud and
sure.
clear. We
I'm
can
trying to
hear
get in. Hey, what's going on, guys? How are y'all?
Man, we're doing good, man.
All
We're
right.
doing better now that you're here, though. These guys, these jokers.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
Long time coming. Like this. I remember I was telling my wife, man, I remember I might have stumbled on y'all 2020, maybe 2021.
Okay.
The TikTok
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never in my life imagined this opportunity, but yeah, here we are. So there we go. Dang, this is
Man,
crazy.
that's cool, man.
Man, it's good to see y'all though. It's good to
Yeah,
see
no,
y'all.
100%. That's we were just talking about this the other day. Is like, you know, you take a left in life, and in life, you take a right in life. You know, where does that avenue take you? And for us, you know, with COVID happening, this is what got formed out of it. You know, which is barbecue podcast and everything else. So, I mean, without that, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think we're even putting a video out there. I don't think we're doing anything. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
So,
crazy.
Probably got OnlyFans going or something.
Man,
You know?
damn.
You don't know how that works.
damn, dude.
You don't know.
He
You
just went.
don't know.
Hey, man, he just went straight.
Hey, he took a hard left,
Hey,
but that's okay. I understand. He
man.
took a hard left, but
Something
that's
with
fine.
cameras. I
That's
knew
fine.
that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What are you doing at your house?
Okay.
Man, hey, thank you so much for joining us. Dude, I mean,
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
a ride, man. I mean, you obviously you're a great
Dang.
chef, great cook. I know you're active in your community, but like, tell us, man, how did this all come about as far as like trying out, getting on this show and putting your best food forward?
Yeah, sure, man. Man, listen, so I'm from South Louisiana. So it's all these people do down here is cook, drink alcohol, and have a
Yeah.
good time, right? So
Yes.
we're kind of raised raised.
Come on, there it is.
Man, we were kind of raised in the whole thing, man. And but we were just cooking. We really didn't have a whole lot of necessarily pitmasters in my family. We was just cooks.
Yeah.
We barbecue. I mean, we boil seafood and things like that. I just kind of stumbled upon barbecue at LSU. And I just took a liking to it because it was something that kind of let me sit still for a long time and then drink for a long time. So hey, man, that's good for me. That was fun. I ended up just trying a bunch of things in my backyard, man, and I ended up winning a contest with Kingsford. I want to say back in maybe 2021. And man, it was like a rocket in my back after that. I was ready for the world, and I tried everything, like a bunch of contests that I probably should not have entered at all. Rocking from just one of them regular char griller grills that you get from Home Depot, and I go to Halls for the Cause, and then I see, man, some of the biggest grills I ever seen in my life. I remember pulling up being like, I do not deserve to be here at all, sir, but we're here now, so we're just gonna try it out. And I kind of just did that, man, and put myself out there. Ended up doing some TV shows and a bunch of other caterings and local contests and things like that. And barbecue Showdown ended up ended up getting on that,
Damn.
which was crazy in itself, with a goal of just not being first off and not looking like a damn fool.
Yeah.
And 4 or 5 weeks later, I was still there, and I didn't look like a damn fool for the most
Yeah.
part.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man, and it's been a crazy ride ever since. And then it afforded me the opportunity to get on podcasts with greats
Come
like
on,
you
man.
guys, bro. Like literally greats like you guys. I really don't take this lightly, man. Like for real, man. And man, it's been a crazy ride. I'm just trying to like enjoy every minute, but also, man, bring people along who kind of deserve to get
Yeah.
along.
Right.
Get
No.
along, man. It's been good, man. I got no complaints about
Yeah.
anything at all,
No,
bro.
for sure, man. Hey, so your style of cooking when you're at home, obviously South Louisiana, you got a good Cajun
Mhm.
flair, but you're able to bring that
Yeah.
into your barbecue.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the kind of like y'all said earlier, because I was listening but also taking mental notes. Like sometimes you do just have to add a little garlic, a little
Yeah,
garlic
right.
on it. It's same thing. So just everything down here is it's celery, it's garlic, it's onion, it's things like that. It's kind of bold flavors that kind of just let you know that you kind of down south. It's white pepper, not necessarily black pepper, things like that. That kind of set you apart. So I just try to incorporate all those different types of things into the barbecue and keep it traditional, but try to also make it my own. You know what I mean? So just trying to put it out there and just let people know, hey man, this is where I'm from and this is what we do. And if you like it, great. And if you don't like it, then you eventually gonna like it because this is what I'm giving you.
That's right.
Right. Well, it seems like everybody liked it. This flavor that the South Louisiana flavor, have you been bottling that up? Is that for sale yet?
Yeah. So I have it right now. I have it. Shameless plug. I have an all-purpose rub, and it's kind of like chicken fried, man. And listen, shout out to Chicken Fried because I've been following him a long
Yeah.
time too. But no, it's not something that I just like. Oh, we was on the TV show and I got to put something out just because. No, man, it was something that we figured out and we put together and we did it on the show and it kind of just stuck. And when I tell you like it has elevated things. Whether it's in addition to a rib, in addition to the rib rub, or in addition to whatever your pasta line, your jambalaya, your red beans, or anything, it kind of did that. And I'm gonna apologize because I probably should have sent this to y'all before. So my dad always said, "Listen, charge it to my head, not my heart." I'll make sure I get it to y'all. But yeah, man, all-purpose rub is called the Doc, named after my pops. It's really elevated. Listen, everything with my barbecue, and I'm happy that it came like so organic. Like I had a recipe that I did all the time, but on the show I had to pivot and make it work, and this was the pivot. So the fact that this ended up being the pivot, and it was just great, man. And I was able to take mental notes and write it down and just kind of bring it to fruition, man. It's just great, and I think that's what kind of makes it great and makes it unique. And you guys who, y'all have tried probably every rub in the world and made tons and tons and tons of rubs. So y'all know the rubs that y'all make that are near and dear to
Mhm.
y'all heart. So that one is near and dear to mine. So yeah, man, I just try to share it with
That's awesome. And
everybody.
if folks want to find that rub, where they gonna get it at?
www.bigpopysmokehouse.com. That's the website. And then I got a couple of stores locally that I'll be able to get into. But unless you're in South Louisiana, hit the website.
Got it.
That's awesome.
So you were already doing some competitions before you went on to the TV show. Have you been doing a lot of competitions since then?
Not a lot. So competition. So I started in 2021 was Halls for the Cause. Halls for the Cause is one of the biggest barbecue competitions in Louisiana. It's basically a barbecue competition / food festival / music fest that raises funds for childhood pediatric cancer research and that whole deal. I had heard about it my entire life, but I never in my wildest dream thought participating in it. And then I got into it, and it was one of those like people choice. Hey man, your real ribs are really good. Like you should have, and everybody says that. So I just kind of ran with that and did it. So I did that. Then I ended up hooking up with a guy that does Memphis and Make. And I kind of got into that world because House for the Cause for me being like just so new and so fresh. Sometimes like man, life overwhelms you. So I get out there. I'm like, I don't deserve to be here. I'm here. We're gonna do the best that we could do. But a couple of people had to sit down and tell me, like, you deserve to be here. Like, your stuff is really that good. So that's when I kind of decided, man, we're gonna try it and see where we at. So it went from that to Memphis in May to the Smoke Slam and things like that. And ultimately, obviously, BBQ Showdown and things like that. So as I'm trying to continue to I guess move forward in the barbecue world, continue to do competition. So I'll be at the Smoke Slam this year, doing that whole deal. And local events, we'll be doing Halls for the Cause again this year, and just kind of see what's going on. Hopefully be at the Houston Rodeo at the end of the month. And
Man, come on.
yeah, it's been good, man. We rolling, man. We working, and I'm enjoying the ride.
No, man, that's awesome. When is the Hogs for the Cause?
Halls for the Cause is April 4th and 5th. It's normally the first Friday and Saturday in April.
We got to go, man.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's right
Not
here.
gonna lie to you.
Not that far.
No.
Literally, listen, it's unlike anything you've probably ever seen before. Like it's 100 barbecue teams that really like to barbecue, but they also like to have a good time like you guys. You know what I mean? It's beer, it's liquor, it's pork, it's barbecue sauce, it's music. It's literally everything you want in a weekend, and it's like in New Orleans. So
Right. That's a party.
That's what I like about barbecue is that, it's easy to catch the bug. You go somewhere and you're like, man, this is really fun. You're like, I want to do this. And then you kind of put yourself out there, but everybody out there is ready to help somebody. Like, hey man, you're getting in. Hey, what do you need? Hey, you're out of this. Here, I got some over here. Oh, you need some gloves? I got some gloves for you. But it just kind of gives you a little more energy. You're like, man, it's like, why are you being so nice to me? Like, why are y'all being so helpful? But that's just the way it is.
What do you want, sir? What do you need from me?
Yeah. Hey, what is he doing over here? But again, there's no agenda, right? It's just people trying to hang out. And really and truthfully, I think they just want to drink beer. They just want to drink beer, hang out.
You want to have a good time.
People want to see other people succeed. And it's like, if I'm not winning, hell, I want you to win. That's
facts.
That's what's
If I had to help you to have a good time, then, man, it's good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. I've had people, obviously people from here that do it, and I've had people not from here, all the way from Chicago to Tampa Bay, Florida, come down and be like, man, I've never seen anything like this before in my life, and they want to come back, man. It's honestly, man, it's a great experience, bro. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. And I've done the Memphis in Mays, I've done the Smoke Slams, and those are great in their own right. But Halls for the Cause to me is just so unique and so special. Like, you can tell, like, if there's any place that would have a barbecue competition and it acts like this, this is it.
Oh,
it's Halls for the Cause. Like,
we're going.
By far. By far.
Yeah. Hey, Gerald. So I saw on the show, Melissa Cookston, Kevin Bledsoe, they're phenomenal. They're always very eager to mentor, and we saw on the show of the helping, the mentorship, and all that stuff like that. I just want to ask you, get your thoughts on that particular aspect of the show, and also the people that have been in your corner as you've gone through this whole journey, who has been inspirational to you in helping you, who's been in your corner, just giving you that advice to lead you to here in this moment.
Yeah, man. I actually say this a lot, which is crazy that you asked that. So people obviously, if you didn't watch the show, go watch it.
Yeah,
obviously.
come
on. But so even if I didn't win, I always tell people, like, I actually won, bro. Like, I really didn't lose at all. What the show did for me, man, the best way I could put it, man, take a person who just did backyard barbecue, feeding his family, his neighbors, football team, and things like that, and like give them the opportunity to show everything that they either learned by themselves or was able to learn from people around them, and put them on the show, right? And then have them do well, and then do something that they love, and then instantly after, even though you didn't win, have access to literally the biggest name in barbecue that you could ever think about. You can't, like, I literally can't lose from that. Like, listen, I'm literally on a podcast right now with Grabbing the Brisket.
Come on, that's awesome.
Like I'm being very honest with you about this whole thing.
We're thinking the same thing about you, right?
Exactly,
So I mean, like,
exactly.
come on, man. Yeah,
And that part about it is crazy too. But no, man, like, listen, see Melissa, Uncle Kev, the Rashids of the world, the Shatikas, man, the team is like, literally, man, these people have opened it. People have not only opened like their minds and their knowledge to me. They have some people that have opened literally their homes to me. It's like, hey man, I got this event. You can come and you can just, I got extra room. You can sleep over here. Like, I have this event. I want you to do this. Like, you could do this. Like, man, I sometimes I literally be speechless about this whole thing because it's some things that I just didn't see it coming. And then as I see it, it's kind of like, wow. I use the acronym all the time. I be like, man, sometimes I feel like I'm on a train and somebody's driving this train and I'm just riding it, and it's hitting me at every stop that I need to make. Every stop that I need to make, like, I don't need to pull the little lever and be like, hey, stop, I'm getting off right here. It's like, nah, I got it. Boom. I'm gonna introduce you to this person. I'm gonna introduce you to that person. So no, man, like, again, Kevin Bloodsoe, I've looked up to this man like literally since I started, and like being able to call him about like anything, something as small as, how do I turn on this old hickory if I need to turn on this whole hickory or something like that? Like, or is like the danger zone on how long can I hot hold this item? Like, do I need to look at this? Like, it's crazy. And that from even the social media stuff to Rashid, because he's real good at that. Byron with his mop saws and everything. I mean, I have a network of friends and people that, man, it's really humbling when I get time to sit down and think about it. It's really humbling because it's like, man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
It's wild to think.
Beautiful.
It's
a hell of a lineup of friends.
I know, man. I know. Hey, Rashid's awesome, man. That dude's. He's so soft spoken. I mean, he's super smooth, man. Yeah, but watching him cook, I mean, he's never frantic. He's not like, he ain't running around. He's just methodically just moving, right? It's cool.
Like big man walking on air.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You were just walking on air.
Cool. Kevin's freaking hilarious, man.
Oh, I know.
I don't know if I ever laughed in my life.
Oh, right. He's the guy, nah? Oh, he's the guy.
That's funny.
Hey, so I seen I think on your page and quite a few other people's page, this Kingsford Preserve the Pit initiative, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what it is. So can you talk on that? Like, what is that? I know you support it.
Absolutely, man. I'll tell you what, it was an initiative that changed my entire life, like, for real. So Kingsford Preserve the Pit, I want to say that it started back in 2021 with the inaugural class. It basically was an initiative that I want to make sure I say this correctly. They kind of felt that the African American voices was getting lost in barbecue. To be honest with you, there's a saying around in my community where they'd be like, we're losing recipes. Like, hey man, I sat here and I came up with a rib recipe, and I came up with whatever, red beans, black eyed peas, and such. And I try to keep it so close to me because I don't want anybody else to get it. That life happens, people go on, people die, and they hold them recipes, so then you lose them. So in the community, people lose those things. So Kingsford Preserve the Pit to me was an initiative where we didn't want to lose recipes. We wanted to be able to keep them, and then also be able to assist people with, hey man, is your dream to own a barbecue restaurant? Is your dream to own a food truck? Is your dream just to be able to curate rubs or to, do different things? That was the initiative. And I had a friend of mine who just kind of told me about it. It was like 2 days before the due date. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah,
fine. And I wasn't a person that I didn't win the competition. I think the competition not the competition. I think the prize at the time was like 25,000, maybe even more, 50, something like that. I got a grant, so I was able to win a grant for 7,500, and I bought a 250-gallon smoker that I had never smoked on before in my life.
That's
But
what I'm talking
it forced
about.
me to
Yeah, that's what
learn,
I'm talking about, man.
and
That's all.
it gave me, and it kind of like it kind of put my my feet to the fire because I was so grateful to get it. I wanted to make sure that I did right by Kingsford for it. So even if I was on the fence about, man, should I try to do this? Should I didn't? The fact that somebody was gracious enough to give it to me, it kind of put that battery in my back. But like, no, it really don't matter. Like you have to do this because somebody
Right.
believed in you. And yeah, man, like listen, when I tell you it literally changed everything. Like I had never smoked on a 250-gallon smoking before in my life. Like I got it. I got it here. I drove it here from Cattle Mills, Texas, and I was like, all right, what we do
Yeah.
next?
What was that learning experience like? The first time you fired that?
Oh man, it was well, first I drove my truck there. It needed an oil change. And my tires were bald at the time. So we called them May Pops because them suckers may pop on the way there or on the way back.
I love it.
And like I said, I got it home and I immediately wanted to
Yeah.
try it, you know, and then I realized my neighbor didn't like it. so, so yeah, man. I've done some good barbecue on it. I've done some bad barbecue on it. The bad barbecue obviously has gotten better, and now I bring it everywhere. And I get people offering to buy it because, hey man, you're getting too big for this and da 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 da. I got 2 sons that I plan on giving that sucker to, and let me tell you, they'll add wood every time I ask them to, whether it's more wood than I
Yeah,
ask
right.
for, or wet wood, or it's sticks or leaves from the backyard or something like that. You know how this
I
is.
was gonna.
I was gonna say, what's the predominant? What did you start? What wood did you start smoking with when you had that thing?
So the only wood that we really honestly get down here is oak. Now I know we get pecan and some things like that, but I started with post oak.
Yeah.
So as I continue to, you know, like people say, perfect the craft and kind of work on stuff, I started understanding the different subtle tendencies of the wood, like apple for your ribs, and cherry, if you really want the color and you want a little bit of taste, you're gonna use some cherry. I try to stay away from Mystique just because, hey, I get it, Texas.
Nah.
I got that. I don't
Hey,
want that. I don't want
no,
that.
Mesquite's a little different, man. But but
Yeah,
it's not.
hard.
It's a great grilling wood. Like you're gonna grill,
Yeah.
right? But hey, just
Mhm.
maybe just 1 stick, right? You don't have to put a bunch. Like a little
Yeah,
post oak and maybe 1 stick of mesquite, right? Just add a little spiciness to it.
it's part of that balance that you have to learn.
Yeah.
Like I was very new when I got I call it Roxanne because of the
Okay.
Goofy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so I had went to like Home Depot and got like a bag of a Mystique, and I was like, yeah, nah, this
That's not me.
nah,
That's not for me.
nah, this can't be what
Yeah,
this is for
right,
at all.
right.
So yeah, no man. I'm a post right now. I mean post oak, pecan, and cherry for color guy. So if after a couple hours, depending on well I can say everybody knows. If you run your fire too low on your ribs and you need a little bit of color and you got to finish, I'm gonna throw some cherry on it just to
Yeah.
get the color.
That's a pro move.
That is a
But
pro move. Pro
Yeah.
tip.
it's just yeah, man. And a lot of that stuff, like it was I on the show, it was just we had so much access to just different things that I never thought I had access to. I was like, wait. Actually, I had to watch the show back after to realize there was some stuff on there that I didn't even realize we had on there on the show. Like I think Shatiga had like some and I'm definitely gonna butcher this, some like palmetto, some type of Jamaican
Yeah.
wood. And I was like, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, what stack was that in?
Because they just had so much of everything, and you just be in so much of a rush to kind of, hey, I got this time. Hey, I need post oak, I need pecan, I need cherry. That's what we're gonna do. After I get this, we'll figure the rest out. But these are the things that I
Hey,
know.
what was it like watching yourself back?
Man, it took me a while to be honest with you.
You hear your voice,
Like,
you're like, man, I sound like that. Is that how I sound?
I don't know, it's crazy because I feel like outside of Kareem, because he's Egyptian,
Yep.
clearly. I feel like I had like the biggest accent out of everybody, and I really wasn't on like episode 1 like physically a lot, but my voice is there a lot. So I was like, I hear me, but I don't see me. Why don't I see me? Like, what's going on? So I realized, man, there's a different experience that you have. There's a different experience that you have when you're in the show versus watching it.
Yeah.
Like it was just total. It's almost like having an out of body experience. Like I see it, I remember this, but I don't necessarily remember it like that. But it also gave me a chance to see other people's perspectives on it. Because again, you're on the show, you're in the thick of it, you're in the middle of it, like you're trying to cook the best food and trying not to get eliminated at the same time. But again, I see that from my eyes. I don't see it from Melissa's eyes. I don't see it from Shatika's eyes. I don't see it from the other contestants' eyes. I just see it from mine. So being able to sit back and kind of watch, thank God, 8 to 9 episodes of of a show, you kind of see, like, I remember that, but I don't remember seeing it that way. Not that the way they gave it was wrong, because it wasn't, but just the way that they showed it, I was like, dang, I didn't even know all of that was going on up there, because I was like, hey, I got this, I gotta move. Hey, thank you so much. Can you move? Because I gotta get over here. I gotta do this. It's just a whole lot of moving parts, man.
How long did it take to shoot that?
I want to say 5 weeks.
Damn, 5 weeks, man.
Okay.
5 weeks. I want to say, yeah. I want to say like 5 weeks.
So you're working. You're working. You're like, hey, I got this show I'm going to do on Netflix, and everybody's like, come on, man. Like you don't gotta lie, man. What's up with that? And you're like, no, for real. I'm going to be gone for 5 weeks, and they're like, nah.
For full disclosure, I'm normally a nervous guy. Full disclosure, I'm a worry about it. So I'm like, hey man, they told me I can't tell nobody. And so I work at a power plant. I've been working in a power plant for like the majority of my life. And I normally take off in December because Christmas is my favorite holiday. Mardi Gras, a very close second though. And it's Mardi Gras. So if y'all want to come out for Mardi Gras, we could do that too. Anyway, so I normally take off for the majority of December because I save my days. Kind of like to be home, Christmas trees and all that. It makes me happy. It just so happened though, during the show, we filmed during the Christmas season. So I was taking off anyway because I was going to be off. But what I wasn't able to tell you was, hey, I'm taking off, but I don't know when I'm coming back.
Damn.
So obviously, I don't know if y'all have bosses or, supervisors. What do you mean you don't know when you're coming back? Like, it could be a week. It could be 3 days. It could be like 4 weeks. I don't know. Hopefully it's 4 weeks, but but they were accommodating to all this. I think the only people who really kind of expected me to be back earlier than I was my mom and dad.
Oh man, come on. Yeah. How was that welcome party when you came back?
Oh man, I was welcomed by, I ain't gonna lie to you, 3 of the most beautiful people I probably ever seen in my life. My wife and my 2 kids, man. And it was crazy because like you go through it and again, my mind said the whole time, listen, just don't be first and like don't look like a fool. After I got through that, I felt like I was playing with house money.
You are.
Okay.
100% good attitude.
Yeah, that's it.
When I think about being on these shows, my anxiety gets so high. Like,
no,
I think I would just freak out. Did you have any of that anxiety at all going in there?
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember the first day, not on the show, but first day being out there, and like just getting to the hotel and sitting and put your clothes down, you sit down, like you get straight in there, like, hey man, so everybody gonna meet downstairs in the lobby and like we'll talk about the next couple of days and how they work. So okay, great, that's fine. So again, I told you I'm a worrier about heart. I worry about things. Like my mind goes a million miles a minute every minute. So when I get down, I actually know one of the contestants because there are 2 contestants from New Orleans, me and Tum. and I know Tongue because we've done halls for the cause before. Like I know him, but we not,
Yeah,
we're not best friends, but I know him, obviously. So I first see Tongue, and I was like, oh, somebody I know. Great, perfect. So I'm kind of with him for a little bit, and when they bring us to, I'll say like the little casting room, we see everybody else, and it's like 8, 9 other people. The only person I really know out of here outside of Tongue is Cowboy Kent, because I've been watching this man for like,
that's it.
I graduated from LSU in 2010. I've been watching this man since probably 2010.
Yeah.
So, and I see everybody pointing to, different people. Oh, I know this person. Everybody knows Kareem, the Egyptian cop. I was like, I've never seen this man before in my life. And I kind of like it that way because the way my mind's set up and the way I be wearing, I don't need to know none of these people.
I
I'm
don't
not
need
looking
the
at these
extra
people.
information. I'm good.
I don't need no extra pressure. But the one person that I do go up to is Kent. And I'm like, hey, man, listen, I don't know how any of this can go up, but this is my plan. I'm not going first. That's all I got. And then he laughs. He laughs. And he's like, nah, man, I feel like you're going to be here a long time. He's like, I could tell. Like, I've seen you in here, and I've seen you talk to people. And, I heard your conversation and all these things. Like, I could just feel it. And I was like, I hope you're right, but I guess we'll see.
Right.
Like, I guess we'll see. But man, that really probably was the most nerve-wracking part of it because again, I'm not a person that I didn't want to go on social media and see, hey man, you got this many followers, you got this. I made that one mistake looking at KG because at the time I had 1,500 followers. I mean, I got a big family. 800 of them might have been my family. I have no clue. And then I think Kareem had like 70,000. So I was like, oh, okay, gotcha, understood. Yeah, man, I didn't want to psych myself out on that, so I really didn't look up everybody else. But I also knew just from the conversations that people had, like, man, we had somebody that Stacy was a caterer that also was a butcher. Kareem, obviously a Egyptian guy, came from Egypt and then started a barbecue business, is now one of the up and coming barbecue people in Texas. Kent is Kent. Let's be honest with that. Kent is Kent. Shatika, a chef and a pitmaster in her own right. Melissa, a recipe creator and pitmaster. It was like stiff competition, man. That I knew I had to have my A game or at least be able to put some. You never know what they're gonna bring.
You don't know.
Open up it was like I didn't want them to open up a cooler and then found pig ears and then not know what to do with them because I mean who knows what to do with pig ears. And just kind of working from there. A great experience. Ooh, Lord, an experience.
How are the guys at work?
They were. I would say a couple of them. I actually told I was going on the show. A couple of people that was close, but I didn't want it to get out because I didn't want to be a distraction for nothing. To be honest with you, they were just like family.
That's cool.
Like, you still out there? I don't really want. I can't really say. But you're gonna be at work tomorrow. Oh, well, I can't lie about that. I mean, you're gonna see me from there. I'm not there. You know what I mean? But no, they were great, man. And then after the show, obviously, it's other conversations. Oh, you still work here? Yeah, I still work here. I need a job. What do you mean?
That's it. Yeah,
I like what I do.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. Everybody's great, man. It's life is different, but it's still the same.
Yeah,
it's still the same. It's still the same. It's good, man.
I love the barbecue showdown's been one of my favorite barbecue shows to watch. I love the format that the producers and everybody involved doing that for all 3 seasons, where you do get to see this family created out of all these pitmasters and chefs and people that got to get together and competing against each other, but they're not they don't try to to come up with that drama stuff to pit people against each other, which I know today TV just loves to sell
what they
that.
thrive
Yeah.
on. That's what
Right.
they thrive on.
And I
Yeah.
personally enjoyed watching every minute of season 3 with you, Gerald, and all the
Yeah.
other episodes and all the people that we got to meet along the way. It almost honestly is a kind of just a family affair, and these guys
Yeah.
are doing it right. So, hey, congratulations to you, man.
Mm. Man, thank you. One thing we always talked about, even on the show, because when we all go to the show, each contestant we ride on the same van going, and then whoever gets eliminated, obviously they ride back by themselves because they have to do their own thing. But one thing, like we never felt like we would. It was never us against each other. It was like us against the
Mhm.
show.
Yeah.
That's the way I looked at it. Like even in the whole, when you see the like the kind of commentary amongst each other is like, hey man, you need anything? Like, oh, you burnt this. Like, you need some help with this. You need a knife. You need a pot. You need a pan. You need garlic. You need onion. It was always, to me at least, it was us against the time. It was us against
Yep.
the meat. It was us against that. It never was it's me against you and I'm gonna sabotage you. Like there was obviously, I mean, on one of the episodes, Sloan got sick or whatever, and like nobody was like, hey man, she on her own. It wasn't unlike, it was like, hey man, get your stuff together. We'll try to make sure that you got this straight as much as we can. But when you come back, you can just kind of move right in or move right back and figure that out. So I agree with that. And that's one of the good things that I liked about that show, because I'm like, obviously I would hope that people would see me as, like a homely person, like some person that you can get along with, have a couple of them nice beers with that y'all got
Let's
over there that,
go.
send me. Yeah, man. No, for real. So it was always one of those, and I'll be very honest with you, man. Um, everybody on that show is extremely close. Like all of us, we still in the same group chat.
Yeah.
Like we talk every once in a while. When I say every once in a while, it's like once a week, maybe once every other week. Just about like what's going on. Like you got this drug coming out. Like we got this pop-up doing this. Like we're going on a tour. We plan on doing all this. Like it's an extremely genuine situation with all
Yep.
us. Shameless plug. Me and Kareem next week.
There it is.
Super Bowl down there. We'll be at 84. I'm sorry, at Urban South, doing a pop-up down there. So man, it's I have family members and brothers and sisters that didn't come from my parents that I'm extremely happy about having, man. And a lot of people are not able to say that, but I'm very grateful to be able to say that I
Yep.
do.
Yep.
Them people great, bro. When I say them people great, like people just from different areas, and Sloan with her Houston stuff and Shatika with her Nashville stuff, and it's crazy. It's rich for real.
That's awesome. Hey, do you have any plans to like do another show or no?
I would definitely be open to it. I'm 1,000% open to it. It's just it had to be the right it had to be the right
Yeah.
show. I'm not a Hell's Kitchen guy. No shade,
right.
literally no shade. But I kind of understand just being able to see it, because I never thought I'd do this. So I kind of know, what type of show I'm looking to
Yep.
do. I would love a reunion show.
That'd be cool.
Mhm.
I would love a season 1 versus season 2 versus season 3.
Yeah. Come
That'd be
on.
cool.
Hey,
We
are you
about all-
pitching? Are you pitching this? I like
Hey,
this.
we about
Yeah.
hey, listen, see, no shade. You know I love
Come on.
y'all. But we bought all the smoke on season 3, so come
Yeah,
on,
that's
bring
it.
it.
That's it.
Yeah. I'd do it again. When I first got off the show, like when it was over with, it was like a huge sigh, and I was like, I'll never do that shit.
Yeah,
again.
right. I'm done.
I'll
Yeah.
never do that again. But no, man, being able to sit back and just kind of see and just look back at it, I was like, it really wasn't that bad. It's one of them things, like when you're going through it, like it sucks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
after it's finished, like, oh man, it really wasn't that bad. Like, it's just my anxiety tripping again.
Hey, really quick, did your barbecue game, or did you, maybe not barbecue? I'm going to say, did your cooking game elevate after the show? Did you?
1,000%. 1,000%. And I tell you why. It wasn't necessarily that. It wasn't an ingredient thing. It wasn't a process thing. It was a confidence thing. I lack confidence, and they said that in the show a lot. It's like Gerald's he second guesses himself, and it was because I had never been put in that. I had never been put in a situation like that. It's kind of like, hey man, if you at a place where, and a lot of backyard barbecue people can probably relate to this. I mean, you do very good barbecue in your backyard. Neighbors love it. Your sister love it. Your dad, your mom and dad love it because, hey man, I ain't got to pay for this. That's great. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah, it's great because I don't have to pay for these ribs. I have to pay for this hamburger at all. All right, but how confident are you in bringing the same thing that you do every week for Saints games or whatever, football, college games, to like a national TV show? How confident are you in that?
I'm not confident at all.
So I was just like, hey man, we go again. Don't be first. Don't look like food.
Hey,
so what it showed me, like, literally was confidence, like literally confidence, and just being able to see the different ways that people do things. I heard y'all talk earlier about like competition and injecting briskets with different stuff like that. That wasn't something that I did. Like, I was just like, hey man, we gonna salt, pepper, garlic, maybe a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that. See, they also did that too. We're not gonna give them everything. So yeah, you learn different tricks from different people, and you see what works with your flavor profile, and you see what doesn't work. So it's kind of like that's what the show kind of gave me. Like, man, if you look on the show, I always did not the bare minimum, but I did exactly what people asked for. You want 2 meats, 2 sides, and like a carb or whatever. Oh, that's what you're getting from me. That's what you're getting. But just watching like the Shatikas and all those. Oh man, she did biscuits, she did ice cream, you did this. How do you do that? Like, how do you do?
How did you know how to do that?
First off, ma'am, how do you have time to do that? What are we talking about? How do you have time?
I said 2 meats, 2 sides. You made ice cream. What the hell?
Where do you do that at? I just, hey man. So that's kind of what to learn. Like even the different types of barbecue sauce, like Stacy with her Carolina Reaper and all that. Like, listen, all that stuff that never was on my radar. Like, I'm from down south. We like both flavors, but we also like a sweet sauce, a little bit of kick, things like that. That's what we like. So these Carolina Reapers and all these different kind of twists on barbecue, it wasn't really something that I even had in mind. But watching them do it, I was like, oh, okay, this is how you do that. Like, this is the way that I should think about this. This is how I can make mine different. This is how I can, because to be honest with you, and a lot of people hate when I say this, but I feel like we're getting away from like traditional barbecue. Like, I'm not saying that it's right, but there's a lot of fusion in barbecue going on. And I was a person that got onto the traditional wave. I'm not saying late, but that's what I grew into, the traditional. Hey man, you want 20 slabs of ribs? Absolutely, I can do that for you. You want a pan of mac and cheese? Absolutely, I could do that for you. You want collard greens and this and that? I could do that. But I feel like the way barbecue going nowadays is like, hey man, can you do tacos? Like, can you do Christine?
You want to use,
like, can you do like it's a whole? There's a lot of fusions where you do have that traditional barbecue crowd, but the way that the world going, and like, no, I don't know about y'all. I'm 38.
Yep.
I'm older, you know what I mean? So
sure you're
38 as well.
Like these 25-year-olds and the people out of college, like they're looking for Like, can you make burritos? Can you do taquini? Like, it's a whole lot different. Like, they're doing barbecue sushi and all that stuff. So you got to be able to evolve with all of this, just different things, which is different from me. But it also being on the show helped me realize that, like, your idea of barbecue and what it should be is not how everybody else
Yeah.
sees it. And you got to be able to pivot, or you'll end up like Blockbuster.
Yeah. No, man. Damn.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, what's the best? What's the, if you had the best protein, the best brisket rib? Like, what's the best one you make? No, hands down, I make the best. It don't have to be brisket or rib. It could be a jambalaya. It could be a red beans and rice. It could be etouffee. Something. What's your best?
I'm be very honest with you. And this is different because I didn't understand it until I got into it. I make phenomenal ribs.
Yeah.
I do. But I also understand I don't think I necessarily make competition ribs. That I need to understand how they're
Yeah.
different. Like, I feel like I'm a balance in between, but since I'm a balance in between, I'm not here nor there. So, like, my ribs are them stuff fire. But I ribs, and it sucks 'cause I didn't get a chance to do it on the show. Beef dino ribs. I love them. I love them. When I tell you I love them, they are very near and dear to my heart. But yeah, ribs and the big beef dino ribs. And I also do like an alligator pastelaya right now.
Okay.
It's gonna change the game. It's changing the game. Like, it's alligator fillets. So normally when you do a pastelaya in New Orleans, it's like a pork sausage and it's like chicken.
Yep.
That you kind of, cube up or whatever, and you do it like that. But I'm a alligator sausage and an alligator fillet replacement for the chicken.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive, obviously, because you just can't go to the grocery store and get alligator.
Right.
But man, the fillets, alligator fillets, like when you season them right, they melt. Like, them suckers, when I say they melt, they melt. And that mixed with like a pasta,
Yeah.
it's ooh, I ain't gonna lie to you. Ooh.
That's
But yeah, man. It's good, man. It's
Man,
good.
beef ribs, that's probably my favorite thing to cook. I don't know if it's the thing I'm best at, but it's there's something about watching that meat pull back on a beef rib bone. It's just
Big
magical.
old dino rib.
100%. Hey, Gerald, thank you for your time. This has been
Yeah, we
freaking awesome.
appreciate it.
Hey, how
This
do
is
folks,
amazing.
where do folks find you on the social medias and all that? And plug your website again.
Yeah, www.bigpoppismokehouse.com. And on Instagram, I am pitmaster _Papi. And I will let y'all know, I don't know, are y'all still doing the brisket
We do.
reviews
Oh, yeah.
like
We
I
are.
used to do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my anxiety just went up
Nice.
again, but I want to do it.
Come
I
on.
want to do
Yes,
it. I
sir.
want to do it. I want to do it
All right, tag us in the video.
because I owe it to myself. I
Let's
owe it
go.
to myself. So I'm gonna
Come
send
on.
that in.
Yeah.
Come on with it, man.
Just tag us in it or send it to us in the social medias and we'll find it.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you so much for coming on.
That'll work. That'll work. And I'll get with y'all and I'll make sure I send y'all this and then some other New Orleans favorites.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's go.
Boudin,
one more time.
Boudin, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I got
One more time on that, on the name of the seasoning.
the
The
doc.
doc. There it
The
is.
doc. I'm sorry.
Booyah.
Nice.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
We appreciate your time, Gerald. You got to come back, man.
man.
You're already we're already going to book you, and you're going to be a regular.
No,
man.
we're hanging
You
out.
got to come back.
We're hanging
We
out.
need more of Gerald.
No, he's coming to Houston.
Oh,
No, he
No,
is,
we're
yeah.
hanging out.
We're going to see him at
There it
Houston.
is.
Outside Rodeo.
1,000%.
We're gonna be there.
Hey, listen. Y'all gonna have to run me. I'm not going nowhere. Y'all gonna have to run me
Let's
from
go.
around here.
Let's go.
Let's go. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Thank y'all so much, man.
Dude, that's so awesome, man. Big fan of him. He's
Great
so
guy.
genuine.
High energy,
Yeah.
super friendly.
Yeah, 100%.
Super knowledgeable about barbecue.
Yep.
Love it. Yeah, we're gonna have to get him again. Hopefully, he does come out to
Yeah,
Houston.
yeah,
We
but
can hook
see-
up with him.
Yeah, but he's definitely gonna come to Houston. But I'm saying like he got bit with the barbecue bug. He went out, but that's what happens, man. But he is super genuine. You can tell he's got a passion. He cares for it. And dude, he likes to have fun.
Mhm.
And that's what it's about. Like he likes to have. You can tell this is his energy right here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
100. I saw we had a couple of. Was there a question on there that we missed?
Yeah,
or
there was a
it-
couple. I didn't want to. He was
Yeah,
talking,
okay.
so I didn't want to interrupt.
No,
he
it was good.
He
You
was
did.
asking the show producers that they intentionally cause controversy and drama.
Nope.
Nope, they didn't. They didn't seem
No,
like
they
did
don't.
at all.
No. I think the producers probably do try
They
to
probably
pick-
want to, but it wasn't happening.
No. There was no controversy between the contestants, but the producers will
Create drama.
create a drama. 100% they
Try
do.
to poke a bear.
100% they do.
You
But they
ever
like-
think there's times when it's like, oh, they're barely gonna finish it. It's just gonna finish in time, but they've been done cooking. It
8
plated it like
minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
half an hour ago. It's just
Food's
sitting
getting
there.
cold.
Yeah,
You're like, come on,
Right.
man.
that has to
Hey,
happen, right?
Hey, they're all sitting back like, come on, man. Just taste a bite. Like, quit waiting like
Right.
this. Why are you? The clock is still ticking down.
Let me spritz you with some water so it
Yeah,
looks like you're
right.
sweating a little
God
bit.
bless.
I
Yeah.
kind of always thought maybe they had like, okay, we're gonna wet this guy's wood down a little bit. Just this contestant.
No,
Over
they're-
here,
they're
we're
fucking with
gonna
people.
take his pit. We're
I
gonna
mean,
lower it all the
dang,
way to the
people are-
ground. Just create these subtle, just like making people angry and
What?
pissed off.
Yeah. What? You need to
These
go
guys
try.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Netflix, you're doing a great job.
Yeah,
Whoever
that's
it is, whoever that producer is. I mean, I know Jan's been vying.
I want to be on. I want to go on a show. I'm like,
who
who do I got? Like, who do I got to talk to?
you know, plenty.
I can do this, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I got to compete more, man. I got to put myself out there. I got to compete more. I got this.
Yeah, we need to probably do some more competitions
Yeah.
for sure.
Come on.
You guys want to talk about this beer, or do you want me to jump into this barbecue fail we got?
Yeah, go with the.
Okay,
We'll close it out with
barbecue-
the.
Barbecue
review.
fail. This is from Buckeye Flavor. I think he's on the Facebooks. Barbecue fail. About a year ago, I was smoking some pork loins. Decided I wanted to sort of glaze them with the demi glaze.
Yeah.
The demi was store bought and
Or
basic.
demi-glaze, if you want to say it that way. But it's weird if you
I don't
did.
really want to say it either way.
Okay.
The demi was store bought and basically congealed to a nice layer of Play-Doh / rubber consistency. I had to scrape it all off in the end. Wasn't
Damn.
my proudest moment for sure. I reached out. I said, "Hey, did it turn out edible though?" And he said it did turn out edible. And the demi that was so rubbery just kind of peeled right off. You could barely tell it happened.
Damn.
Mm.
Hey, what was his name?
Buckeye Flavor. I think he's a cook team.
Yeah, Buckeye
Nice,
Flavor,
love
man.
it.
Hey, thanks for sharing.
And what'd you call it earlier? Santa Claus or something like that?
What?
Jeez, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, I will say this: sharing is caring. This is how we get better. And obviously the glaze was too long, set up on the pit or whatever
I don't
else,
know.
right? Yeah. I think it's what happened. It's set too long on the pit. I mean, you can't do it in the beginning. It's like I watched my wife one time make it was a meatloaf, but in the very beginning she put the ketchup and everything on it and cooked it for like an hour and a half. I'm like, well, it was like a brick, right? you couldn't cut it, you know.
The sugar just burned.
It
It made
just yeah,
stiff or what?
you can't do
Okay.
it. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, this is what we're talking about. You know, we're all backyard guys. We're all trying to learn, trying to get better, and we're not going to get better unless you're sharing your fails. And definitely appreciate you sharing because guess what?
You're a winner.
Winner chicken dinner, man. I mean, hey, sucker busters. Everybody wants some sucker busters. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
if
man.
you want to be a winner,
Yeah.
What should they do, Jan?
They should. You've got a couple options. John, give the phone number.
434. Can you put it up there for us,
Oh
Raul? I
God,
forgot.
he always
It's-
forgets
yeah,
the
I
number.
do.
434-829-2299.
That's right.
Sorry.
Yeah. So definitely, hey, you can call in. You can leave a voicemail, and we'll play the voicemail on the show.
Mhm.
Right. Winner gets a free Suckle Buster seasonings of your choice.
Mhm.
They've got a plethora amount of seasonings out there. You can write in. You can email the show at Grab Them a Brisket. Is it info at Grab Them a Brisket? Or just-
Info at grabmandabrisket.com, or there's a link on our website if you wanted to go to grabthebrisket.com. There's ways to contact us through there or in any of our social medias.
That's it.
Anywhere you want to. Just get a hold of us. We'll make you a winner. Send us your win, send us your fail, send us your barbecue stories,
Yep.
your whatever it is. I made my first brisket. I've never made one before, and it
Mhm.
didn't completely suck. So
Well,
There it is.
you're not going to win with that. Okay. I'm not going to, you're getting thrown out. You pull some
I'm sorry.
BS like that
That's
in there.
a win. My first brisket was inedible.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to us. I'm not getting off right now. I just want to say, like, we're not signing off. Hey, thank you for following us. Please like and subscribe to the show because it does help us.
We never say that. We should really say that.
Well, thank you.
Ding your bells.
I'm saying it now.
Ding your bells.
Because it does help us and it does grow the following and everything else. So definitely appreciate everybody just tuning in.
Hey, and if you're listening to this on the Spotify or iTunes, no,
That's fine.
Apple
say whatever you want.
Podcasts, yeah,
Yeah.
leave a review because we don't ever ask people to do that, and we don't have a lot of reviews on there. So do that because I think it helps.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Leave a bad review. We're gonna hunt you down. We're gonna burn your house down.
We'll find you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about this beer.
Okay.
Saloon Door Resting.
Hey,
Beach
real
Face.
quick, Raul came in and said that Jam was a bitch.
That Raul, he's one of my favorites.
There he
He
is.
really is a pretty
Man.
great guy.
You never. Hey, quick shout out to Real Meat
I actually
Stick.
saw that, and
Always
then,
in there in the comments. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks,
there's a lot
brother.
of questions that he threw out there in comments. Sorry we couldn't get to them all, but yeah, thanks for interacting with us
Love
on
it.
Facebook.
Yeah, Black Cherry is great, by the way.
Never tried it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Hey, let's get to this beer real quick.
Yeah.
Beer, like, I'm empty. I don't know what to say about that. This is a really, really good beer. Kind of a, it's it's a little hoppy, but it's not bitter by any means. The 6 point whatever percent, what was it, 6.5? Thank you for putting out a beer like this. This is really, really good. For me, it's an 8.9.
Really?
Yeah, you're higher than I am. I like it. It's
Interesting.
good, but I don't know. It does have a little bit of bitterness to me and a little bit more hoppiness than I want. And it doesn't have enough of the, I don't know. I like the citrusy flavors and shit that they usually put in these IPAs, and I'm
Yeah.
not getting a lot of that. So I'm gonna go 7.2.
Yeah, this one this kind of missed the mark for me.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, resting beach face. I like the ABVs for sure, but I don't like it. I mean, I'm gonna go about 5.5 on this thing here. Yeah,
5.5.
we're going
Damn,
down low
dude.
because
Yeah.
this
Damn,
is
we're all over the place on
Hey,
this.
your
not
palates-
tasty at all.
Hey, your palates just suck. Hey, like I said, it was this real awesome, guys. Keep up the great. Hey, yeah, man. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
brother.
Appreciate
Hey,
it.
see you next week.
Yep. Yeah. 100%, man.
James,
James?
get anything you want to say?
We reached that point of the show, man.
That's it.
Hey, honestly, guys, hey, cheers. You may be empty. Cheers to everybody at home. Honestly, it's been great talking barbecue with you.
Peace.